Chris Eubank Jr. is back. He takes on Camille Zaramata. We haven't seen Chris Eubank Jr. since I thought he put in a career best performance against Liam Smith. He's the only man I know that's been called out by everyone from 147 to 168 pounds. Chris, you're back, and it's good to see you back as well. New promotional team, new trainer for this camp as well. On the promotional team, you've chosen boxer. Why?
Why boxer? Because every other promoter out here is a scumbag. That's why. You know, you've got Frank Warren behind me, been lying and cheating his way through boxing for the last couple decades. Sued me for a couple $100,000 a few years ago, so obviously I was never going to go with him. You know, the guy's a scumbag. Calais Sauerland had me locked up.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Calais Sauerland had me locked up in a terrible contract for the last 2 years, squeezing money out of me at every opportunity. Scumbag. Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith, you know, they did everything they could to try and make this fight against Conor Ben still go ahead.
Scumbag.
Still go ahead.
Why do you fight Hamza Sharad, scumbag?
After knowing that they, that he was on steroids. Scumbags, you know. I would say the only promoter that I know for sure isn't a scumbag is His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh. You know, this is a man who isn't trying to take money from fighters. He isn't trying to use lawyers and accountants to lock fighters up in slave contracts. You know, he's a man of God. He's a man of religion. That's what's most important to the people of Saudi Arabia. He just wants to put the biggest fights on, the best events on, and pay fighters what they're worth. And as a fighter, you know, it's a blessing to be a fighter at this moment in time, because this is the first time we've ever had a promoter like this in the history of boxing. You know, Ben Shalom's a very cool guy too.
Welcome back, Chris.
You just heard opening remarks at the presser for Better Be versus Bivol coming up October 12th from Chris Eubank Jr., who will be on the undercard of this, fighting for the IBO middleweight title against Camille Zaramata. Eubank decided to cut loose against the promoters of the sport of boxing, primarily those he has been associated and affiliated with throughout his career. But understand that those who are participating in this particular event, Riyadh season at Kingdom Arena in Saudi Arabia, Eubank did not hold back as he addressed Bob Arum, Spencer Brown, Eddie Hearn, and Frank Warren when he talked about them being scumbags of the sport. He even kind of let loose on how they were squandering him with money and also had him bound by what he would consider slave contracts. Very interesting at this time, and he spoke extremely highly of Turki Al-Sheikh as the best promoter in the game for having to be able to come together and put together events where fighters can be compensated properly for their participation on his cards. You could actually hear Frank Warren speaking up in the background as Chris continued to drown him out with his statements and remarks. He even spoke about the ethics of Eddie Hearn, which are quite questionable in Hearn and Matchroom trying to make a fight between he and Conor Ben Jr., even though Ben had been found to have popped dirty, tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, and Hearn was still trying to find a way to make the fight, pushing and pressing against the BBB of C who wanted to suspend Ben, and he is still currently under suspension. This is an admirable quality about Chris Eubank Jr., the fact that he said what he said and is holding these people accountable. You have to respect what he's done, because though he may have burned some bridges, he did something very important for the sport of boxing. My hat is off to Eubank Jr., and I would definitely like to see what's next and on the horizon for him, because now he has made himself a marked man. The fight against Scumbag, who knows what will happen, but all eyes should be on what's going on with Chris Eubank going forward. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Leave your thoughts about Chris Eubank airing out the dirty laundry at the main presser for this upcoming fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.